It started actually 13 years ago when I was very young and I really, really needed to work. But for the fact that I am a trans woman, things was like very difficult for me to get like a job, to find a way to get money, to do my achievements, to like transition, to find my goals, to be able to help also my family and everything else. Then I found like a way to researching like more or less online to find this other website was very small. And then a friend told me that I would probably do much better at Life Jasmine, and actually he was right. So once I started with Life Jasmine, I was able to make my life changed. So I continued working as a partner, as a model in Life Jasmine for I think 10 years or more. And then I was able to achieve my dreams also, to make my surgeries, to be able to buy my first house with it. I was able to do many, many things, you know. So I'm very, very thankful to, of course, the partnership that I've done with Life Jasmine.
That is so beautiful that you were able to make dreams come true that were extremely important to you and personal to you.
You know, yes.
Talk to me about that, what that's like. I think you're the first trans model I've interviewed for the series, and I would love to hear more about your story in that regard.
Well, to me, it was very difficult. And during my teenager years, like I suffer from violence. Brazil, it's the country that kills more trans women in the world. And during my teenagers, of course, it wasn't difficult, like different from me. I had a violence happening with me when a police officer was disguised it, and he tried to like teach me a lesson after he mocked me and I answered it back. So he beat me with this iron bar and everything else. So that was the first trauma I ever experienced, you know. Then I, after that, thought that like life was not easy, you know, that I wasn't able to do much more of my life. I was also not able to speak as good English as I do now, for example. So I was just like giving up. Then I, of course, tried my best and tried harder until I found a way to do it from my house, but a way to work for myself, a way to have power over my decisions, over my goals and everything else. That I didn't depend of anyone to do anything for me, you know, to give me an opportunity. So when I found out that Life Jasmine was able to like employ me, not employing me, it became like a situation that I was able to gain the respect that I needed also for myself, first of all. And that respect, unfortunately, sometimes it comes as a money situation when you are able to prove to people that you are worth it, not because you are you, but because you are what you do, you understand, what you were able to conquer. So once I was able to like gain some profit to make some money myself during the work, I was able to like do more for myself and in external what I was already in the inside, you know, like to be able to make the people see what I was already from the inside, you know. And that was the best thing that ever happened, especially because I was able also with that money to change my mother's life situation, which for me it was the most important thing that I should have that I ever did, like from the poverty, because I come from a very, very poor family. And changing her life situation was just amazing. You know, I don't even like talking about this because it's very emotional. But for me, it's like a very big thing, that happened, you know. And as a trans woman, I can tell like they come from a very, very difficult country that is not like today it's a little bit better, but in the period that I was working was not as easy as it is, you know. There was no many rules as there is today. There was no many things going on. Like was very complicated uh, point of living. I just like found a way to change life, you know. That's fine.
Wow. I mean, first of all, you are a shining star. I'd like when
Oh,
I look at you, really, you are so beautiful and you have like an
oh,
inner radiance. Do you know
oh,
there's some people that are really attractive and there's some people that have an inner glow and an inner radiance and those people
oh, I say thank you.
yes, absolutely. You are
I
like
like
a
the
real
word, but I didn't
star.
know what it means.
Radiance?
I, I love the radio. I didn't know what it means, but I like the word. That's nice. You're so sweet. Thank you.
Yeah, it means you're glowing, but you're glowing from a soul level, not just like a physical level, you know?
Oh, I
Yeah,
see.
you have star quality, and I can see that you truly have turned something that is so challenging that a lot of people have a hard time recovering from. I was really touched by your story. Um, Thank you for sharing with me
Oh,
even what you went through as a young child with the police officer. And a lot of people don't recover from things like that as
yeah.
easily if at all. And so I just want to say, first and foremost, I applaud you for just being strong and doing the
Oh, thank
work, the
you.
inner work to grow. So yes, that's the first thing I wanted to say.
Yeah,
Uh,
the thing is like the other option was giving up, and you can't give up on yourself because if you don't do it for you, nobody will. So that's was so the only thing that motivated me to. And of course, I had like help from some family. I had help without because I don't think you guys understand how important it was and it is in so many other people's lives. The importance of having a website that allows you to change your own life, you know, that give you tools, you know, to become something else. You understand? I never saw myself being able to speak a second language, for example, and this I learned through the website. You know, being able to speak with clients, memorizing what Google Translator was telling me, because in that period, like 10 years ago, Google, like there was not many. Information around. So I had to be able to continue like doing good to keep people watching. I had to memorize almost everything that Google was telling me and everything else. So things like that helped me to change. I never saw myself, for example, being able to travel to another country with my own money, you understand, to do things, to change life. And I can tell you even more like details. Like my first house I got through Life Jasmine with the money that I gained through Life Jasmine. It is like the first one that I had is 5 bedrooms in Brazil and it had a swimming pool and everything else, you know. I bought the second land after that, you know, and things like that. It literally changed people's lives, you know. And the best thing for me in this thing that I loved, especially in the beginning, was that Life Jasmine was always fair towards their models in terms of incoming, because other people, other websites, they usually done things like taking too much from the model and make them work too many hours for so much, so for so little income, you know what I mean? So once I, of course, saw that there was opportunity to have like a fair share, because also I know that there's investments, advertisements, and everything else to become one of the best websites on the world. You have to invest one of the best money on the world too. So I understood that. And that made me understand that it was a fair kind of situation, you know, to live like that, to be to have a partner like this. You understand? So that's what happened.
I was just gonna say your words are really impactful and they're really beautiful because I can feel the truth behind them for you. And you have such a powerful and beautiful story. I'm so grateful I get to interview you
Oh,
and
thank
get your
you.
story. Yeah. I mean, I'm inspired. You know what I mean? Because even going back to something you said earlier, which is if you don't believe in yourself, your only other option is giving up. And if you don't do the work to make a good life for yourself, no one else will. But
Yeah,
not a lot of people have gotten that lesson yet. You know, like in many people's lives, it's they want the world to do it for them. But you
yeah.
had a situation which was especially challenging as a trans woman, and you were able to overcome that.
No, yes. Not only that, not only I don't talk only about, for example, me. I also see, of course, I'm talking for my experience, but in this world, especially from countries, undeveloped countries or countries that are like starting now, like Brazil and South America, life from trans girls is a very complicated situation, and it's very difficult for you to do for yourself without any help, and to make your life situation change, you know. So I hope that not only me but other girls that are like doing things now, they are able to see how important it is, for example, to take the rock that people throw at us and turn into a nice castle, because people already saw that for trans women, usually sex working is the only option. But what they don't count is that you can make sex work be the best option of it, you know? So it becomes like the best way to gain your life, to change your life, to make other people's lives better. And what will they say? Like, they cannot judge you, as the money that they are, that is helping them also come from that. So you understand? I was able to earn, of course, as much as a doctor was, you know, without the opportunity of studying it. Because also there was also this side of of life in Brazil for trans. Because in that period, like studying was very difficult. I wasn't able to study English because uh, uh, the teacher was refusing to call me by myself by my name, you know. So she was like, because she was religious and everything else, she was deciding to uh, mention my boy name all the time during classes. So that's why, and I decided to learn for myself, and then memorizing everything that Google Translation was telling me, talking with the clients constantly, messaging and everything else. So today my English is not the best one, but I'm sure I know how to order things in the restaurants.
Your English is incredible. Your English is
Well,
incredible. Yeah,
no, it's no, I know
it
it.
is.
I make, especially because I didn't have a teacher, so I have so much problems like talking in the past sentence, numbers, if it is a huge number or a huge text, I get very confused when I see those huge texts. So sometimes I even ask for help from my boyfriend and stuff like that. It's complicated.
I'm just so impressed. I'm so impressed by you. I mean, I'm impressed by a lot of people that know multiple languages because that's not easy and that takes a lot of intelligence. Um, and you have English so grasped and that's another thing. You had like I can't tell you. I'm almost at a loss for words at how impressed I am and inspired, you know,
Oh,
because
thank you.
your story is it's just proof that when you have the will to have a better life for yourself, there's nothing that can stop you except yourself. Like you were treated poorly in your country because you were trans. You didn't
Yeah.
know English. You know, you said that you were coming from an area that was of poverty, and look at you now. I mean, you're just shining. Like you look like just a superstar, honestly. You look like a
Oh, wait.
superstar. You
Oh,
do.
yes.
Yeah, your story is really beautiful and it's really inspiring. And I'm really touched because it's stories like this that make me so proud myself, even to be working with Live Jasmine, that
Yeah.
has opened up life for so many people in order to take control of their life. Because, whether it's right or wrong, it's the nature of the world that we live in at this time. Money is a way for freedom. It just is.
Yes.
And
It is.
if you
Yeah.
don't have it, then you can't do certain things. Like for you, it was very important for you to have your surgeries and transition fully. And like you said in the beginning, which I thought was really beautiful, you said you were finally able to show on the outside what was already
Yeah.
on the inside, you know?
Yeah.
And
This is this is the truth. Yes. I know that many other girls, they don't have as much opportunity. So I hope that my contribution, the smallest ones, it's able to like motivate those girls to fight for themselves and do whatever is necessary to achieve whatever they dream of, to make their lives better. Once I read the email, I didn't even believe that was being like chosen, because it's very important to me to stop whatever I'm doing to say at least thank you guys for helping me to become what I am now, to become myself, to make me, you guys have like helped me and my family in ways that's not even visible for me to say thank you. I know it was a partnership and I also helped it, but it's still a very big part. It was like made by you, so thank you.
thank you. Thank you. Yeah. I wanted to go back to something you mentioned earlier. Did I hear you correctly that it took 10 years before you were able to transition? Like you were on Live Jasmine for 10 years and then you were
I
able to
was on like Jasmin, yes. I think it was 10 years. I'm pretty sure it was 10 years because I started in the other website and then I changed I know that in the business itself, from the camera business, I think it is almost 14 years that I've been doing it. But yeah, in the previous website that I was working in, they was not respectful to models. So it was a nightmare for me to be working with them. I didn't feel like part of anything. So it was complicated to have answers, to have like a practical support that would help me, you know. And the main situation that helped me a lot was this other website. They were like happy with the average. And Life Jasmine, somehow they push you to do much better than you already are doing. I remember like one night when I was like just refurnishing the room because my house had no, like, the cement that makes the house how we call slim, no, this, when it's only on the bricks, because in
Mhm.
Brazil houses are made on the bricks. So my house was like big, only on the bricks, and I just finished like constructing that and put like paintings on the wall and everything else. And I was just like beginning to work on Live Jasmine. And one day I remember like a support guy came to the room to say to me that that wasn't good enough, that I needed to make it a little bit better. And I didn't understand at first. I said, no, but this is my best. I'm doing so good. Why is that? Because he came to say, like, there is like a curtain, one of those flipping curtains. It doesn't look nice. We want you to make it like more premium like. At the moment, I didn't understand why he was being mean or something. But then when I changed and I saw that other people who were watching me like stayed longer, they made the effort to pay more, because I also was like living in a better room, like giving a better impression, making a better and a premier view of the thing, made me like understand why he was telling me that. And then from that period, I also changed the whole room. I made like paper walls on the wall with like it was beautiful. Of course, the rest of the house was not like that. But then until I was able to make the rest of the house like that too, with the money that I was earning in it, I took that consideration and also of course inspired myself in other models that were already like succeeding in the business, the first ones, the top ones, to make myself um, good too. That's also what happened.
You
So
liked that live Jasmine was like, hey, basically, we want you to be your best. And
yes, exactly. That's
yeah,
that's exactly what I mean. Like that you guys want us to become the best version of ourselves, and with that, of course, improve ourselves in the situation that we are living in. Make ourselves like you know the phrase that fake until you make it. So it was basically it, not like it was fake, but make it look like you are like a premium top of the world, and you will be the premium top of the world. You will become that thing. And that thank God that was the base of my life now. I always try my best in things. Like I always look like to whatever I'm doing, imagine if it is like a very good part of me already investing in it. Or if it is my maximum. If it is my maximum, there is nothing to be done anymore. But if it
right.
isn't, then yeah, I'm sure that I can do much more.
I'm just looking at you now in this, what looks like a chic home in London. I think you said you're in London right now.
But this is the flat that I'm renting in here.
And it's beautiful home. You look gorgeous. And just imagine, I want you for a moment to just look at yourself in the camera, see your chic background, see your gorgeous look, your gorgeous top, and imagine
Oh,
that that moment years ago when the support in Live Jasmine said, "Hey, we want you to change your look," like the
yes.
background. Now look at
That's
you.
exactly it. Yes, this is the main thing. Yes, that's why I'm saying like it's not the average. It's about the to become better. Like the average, it wasn't good enough, and I was not supposed to be the average anymore. Because in the moment that I decided to become premium, and that word also never came out of my vocabulary, the premium style of things. Because I remember like advertisements of the company saying like premium models and everything. So every time that I was talking about my job with someone, I was instead of saying like just a can girl, I would say like I'm a premium webcam girl or something like that. To anyone that was listening to me just to talk about it, you know, and that's what happened. Like many other things. Of course, once you start moving the wheel, it doesn't stop. So it goes easier. You have other incomes going on. You can plan other things outside, of course, of the adult business. Of course, today I don't have only the adult business to help me out, but I do other things besides that to invest in myself, to help my family out. Even the house, of course, I have another one, but the house that I gained with Life Jasmine now is rented to generate more income. So it's even much better. So uh, it's unbelievable what happens like in people's life, even you guys not knowing so much,
Yeah.
but it is.
And that's why we're
It
so
changes.
grateful to our models like you who are sharing your story with us. It's a true honor. It's a true honor to hear how the platform has impacted your life and to see what you've done with it and the decisions you've made. Because, like we've talked about earlier, it does come down to your choice. Not everyone makes the same choice to just say, you know what, I'm going to go for it. Some people may have gotten mad that the support came in and said you need to change it and make it the best, and it
No,
sounds
I
like
did too.
at the moment you were probably like, excuse me, but you decided though clearly to not let that stop your career on Jasmine, to not let that take you off balance too far. You made the
Yes.
changes, and you kept going. You made that choice. And so that's really, and look at you now. I mean, just I'm so inspired by you. Again, um, I want to ask you, like, what is it? Because I like that you said, you don't just tell people that you're a cam model. You wouldn't tell people that. You would tell them, I'm a premium cam model. And there is a difference, as we know. um, what is it that you see that a premium cam model does? What does the model really do? What is it? What is the service that this model truly provides to their members in your eyes?
Well, in my eyes, it's more like more than fantasies. It's like becoming entertaining, of course, families. Families, I mean, like general men's, women's, and everything else, to another level. We become like an interactive kind of movie. You understand? That people will paint as they want to be painted. We can become like a hospital movie when the girl is dressed as a nurse. We can become like a school movie when the girl is dressed as a teacher. We become every kind of experience that the other person needs to say. So, in my opinion, it becomes like um, how can you enter in like in a movie or in an entertainment live, you know, and uh, and see for your own self, like at that period, at that moment, and without leaving your house or anything. So it's for me, it's more like that. We provide that service. We make the moments in that moment specifically for the member better. This is how it works, of course. And as a premium one, you go beyond that. You try to make their moment happier. You try to make the after the moment happier when you answer the messages. You try to make their day happier when you just send like a picture or everything else during the on the chats and everything. So things like that make the difference, the little difference that changes. Of course, with the a better background also. So it's it helps, you know, say.
It sounds like to me, as a premium model, as a Jasmine model, you bring joy.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Happiness, joy. Also, you help also like other things, depression, families, psychological problems, many things. Like it goes beyond only happiness. It's like keeping things together sometimes. Like as an adult worker, you also help other families. Like people would be doing other crazy stops if they were not doing that things with us, like fantasizing things online, you understand? So it's a service. Of course, I'm not saying the whole world society thank us, but try to exist without us and see how difficult it would be, you know?
It's funny you say that because I was just talking to we've been interviewing members, models, and experts for the series. And I was
Mhm.
just talking to an expert, a human connection expert, and I asked her, where would society be without sex
Yeah,
workers, without cam models? Because it's such a relief. It gives people so much connection that they are not getting in their life, which is why they are
yeah,
seeking it out and paying for it. You know,
exactly.
if they were getting it up, the amount that they needed for free, they wouldn't be paying for it. There is a need.
Exactly. The service that we do, of course, has the an importance, like as any other profession, like as a nurse that take cares of people, as an actor that are on TV or stage performing for the entertainment. You know, we are actually a little bit of everything. We are psychologists, we are sometimes doctors, we are sometimes like teachers. We are able to provide many things, like not teachers like as a sex fantasy, but literally when you like texting someone that doesn't speak as well English as you are, you also teach them something. When you're talking about like I don't know, Ukrainian war against Russia, you talking about something that's important to someone, giving them a different perspective. So it's everything beyond sex. The sex sometimes is just the top of the cream. The I don't know how the expression is, but it's just what makes it uh, better. You
Yeah.
understand?
I feel like it's almost the excuse to connect. You know, it's like,
Exactly.
oh, I'm
Yes.
here for sexual, you know what I mean? And they are, and
Yeah.
they enjoy it. But I
Yeah.
think we all know that it's the connection and the
Yeah.
intimacy that they're really wanting, you know?
Especially because as a cam model, I've seen so many different aspects of men and people and everything else. And they were like totally different. There were people that never wanted me to get even naked. People didn't want to see genitals. People that just wanted to speak, you know. So there are people that sometimes use that as an excuse, and they are just happy that we are there to fulfill the other problems that they have, or that to just sometimes have someone to talk, some kind of fun, things like this.
What's the biggest lesson you've learned in your career on Jasmin?
I think was do not give up, do not accept what people telling you. Don't let the obstacles that are coming towards you to be a wall and everything else. If you fall, try to stand up and do better. So if you fall again, you won't hurt as much, you know. So it's things like that. I could say like many other inspired words, but I think that for me, just the fact that I can look back and see that the girl was misunderstood in the past, now it's able to gain respect and be whoever she wants to be. So just don't give up, just do your best, make everything counts because you only live once. And if you're not doing your best for yourself, nobody will stop their life to do it for you. So this is what made me happy until now, That's why I'm very, very thankful for you guys, for real. Like a lot for the partnership, for everything.
Oh, so beautiful. What are some of the hard parts of the industry of being a cam model, a premium cam model? What are some of the difficulties there?
I think the with time working, it becomes like mentally tiring. And if the girl doesn't know how to balance that, that will end up damaging the business and changing their themselves. I saw that to myself for a while when I was spending too much time like seeking to, oh, I need to do it fast, what I wanted to do. So I wanted to gain more and more, make more and everything else, and forgetting about myself also, my mental situation. So that's when I decided to take like a time out for a while also to not do much, changing jobs, doing different kind of things, you know, because even though it's a very nice job, as any kind of job, it has its stress, it has its problems, you have the fact that you have to deal with other people's energy and problem, and those things transfers to you. So that's basically what I found like one of the most difficult things.
I want to ask you, is there anything about your experience, your story, the industry, or the website that we haven't talked about, but you want to?
I actually don't think so. I think I told you everything I can think about. I came here actually today willing to tell everything that you guys have done, the things that I experienced, the feelings that I felt when it was upsetting. Of course, I, like any friends or relation with anyone, you have the upsides and downs, good supports that helped you a lot, bad support that doesn't help you with your problems, good clients and everything, things like that. So I think I told you everything, like how I felt during the interview.
Okay, good. That makes me really happy to hear. I like to end the interviews by asking one final question, which is
Yes,
just what's something you're the most grateful for in your life right now?
I actually am grateful for my family, for people who never abandoned me, the people who are always support me during my whole history, since I was like no one, that I had nothing, that was literally like having to think about problems like how I'm gonna eat next, stuff like that, like serious situation, until now where I am able to do much better, not only for my family too, for them too, for my family, for my relationship that I am currently right now in, to things like that. Life, it's been good to me because I understood lately that life is easy. We are usually the one that complicate it with the negative energy and problems.
Yeah,
So for me, it's became a very good thing. I lately am thankful also to not surround myself anymore with bad energy. I'm doing like friendships that was not bringing anything positive, things like that, allowing like experience new things. Don't be controlled by anyone or anything. Do all your best, make sure that everything is good. So for me, those things are helping me out. So I'm very thankful for the fact that I, with all this period, learned something.
I love that. It just so beautifully said. Thank you so much. I
Um,
really love how you said that life is actually pretty simple, but we're complicated.
Most part, yes. You will see, especially, of course, there are some people that are unfortunate. They have like more reasons to be upset. But if we do our part, maybe we are able to change their lives too. So make everything and everybody happy. I even like literally like this day, because there is someone living across the street, and under this bridge, like I was even like saying things like thankful. I'm very thankful for even being here in this kind of place. So me and my boyfriend, we went there and done something for the guy and everything. So it's for things like this. Like once you are in a position that you're of comfort, you cannot forget where you came from, or that other people is not as fortunate to do the same at that moment. So that's that's why I think it is what we should be thankful for.
I love it. Thank you so, so much for this beautiful interview. It is
Oh,
an
thank you.
honor to talk to you, and I am
No,
so
you're
appreciative.
mine.
I'm grateful that you gave me your time. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I hope you have a lovely night.
You too. Have fun in London.
Oh yeah, I'm going out now with my boyfriend. We're going to the jazz club in Soho. He's waiting on the other room.
I love it. Enjoy yourself.
Everything. Thank you so much. Bye bye.